jump down on your mat. You can get comfy in a kneeling position or seated position, whatever better for you. Lovely. We're just going to do some nice neck rolls to start with. So dropping right ear to right shoulder. Really slow circles, guys, in each direction. So gently drawing that chin down towards the center of your chest. Feel the stretch here. And then when you're ready, moving your left ear over to your left shoulder. Again, take a little pause. And then rolling that neck back, chin to sky. Feel a stretch down the front of your throat. And back around. So 2 more, guys, even slower for me. Take some deep breaths. Actively feel the stretch in each little turn you make with your neck. And if you find a tight spot, just stay there for a breath. Inhale into that spot. Exhale and feel it release a little bit. Very nice. I've just finished 2 neck rolls, so I'm going for my 3rd one. Lovely, guys. We're going to take 3 more in the opposite direction. Really make an effort to slow it down as much as you can. And be mindful of the stretch that you feel. See if you can find any tightness in the front of your neck as you roll your head back. And again, coming back to your breath. Nice loud inhale and exhale. Excellent, guys. When you finish that, then just shake out the shoulders. We're going to go for 5 shoulder roll backwards. Again, same idea, nice and slow. Try to feel the stretch as you go through each part of your circle. So reach those hands down to the floor, rounding that back forwards. I'll show you from the side. Really rounding forward, lifting those shoulders up to your ears as high as you can. And then drawing them back together, getting as much scapula squeeze as you can. For 1, 2, 3, 4. Putting as much effort in as you can. And you'll really start to feel the core and the temperature of the body increase. Excellent. And then we reverse going backwards. And 5. Lovely. Staying here, guys, we're going to bring fingers to shoulders. And same idea, drawing a big circle with the elbows. So start by pulling those elbows down to the ground by your side, reaching them forward, touching those elbows out in front if you can. Then try to squeeze your ears with your, you see where my elbows are, straight up to the sky at that top point. And then opening back and down. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sweating doing this. If you're really reaching into that end point, it does take a lot of work. 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. And just reverse that circle for me, 5 in the opposite direction. If your shoulders are feeling a little bit fatigued, that's okay. Lovely, guys, and shake it off. All right, you can stay on your knees for me. We're just going to come up into a high kneeling position and do a little side lean here. So arms by your side. Make sure your shoulders are stacked up on top of your hips so you're not hinged forward. Nice straight posture. You're going to lean down your right leg, reaching your fingertips towards the floor. Maybe they touch the floor. And pushing your left hip out as much as possible. And just feel this yummy stretch down your side body, out through the side of your hip. And take a deep breath. Okay, coming back up to center and leaning into the opposite side. Really push out the right hip, reaching to the ground with your left fingertips and squeezing those glutes to keep those hips open. Lovely, guys. We're going to go one more on each side. This time, we're going to bring our opposite arm up and over and reaching with that arm. Again, keep pushing those hips slightly forwards. As we lean, sometimes we tend to stick our hips back. So I really want to focus on squeezing the hips forwards. Lovely, and take one more to the opposite side. Very nice, guys. All right, we'll come onto all fours, hands and knees. And just give me 10, actually we'll start with shoulder shrugs. So 10 scapula push-ups, staying on our knees. So just really focusing the movement in our scapula. Pinching them down and pressing away. Keep an eye on what your arms are doing. Try to keep those elbows locked out. All right, we're going to take this into a cat-cow. So tuck the hips, tuck your chin. And then pull your chin and tail one to the sky. Try to match your breath. Inhale as you hollow, tucking your chin. Exhale as you arch. So inhale to squeeze your abs together. Exhale as you lengthen those abs. Again, the slower the better here. See how much you can slow down your breath. Taking a little pause at the bottom or at the top of each position. It's a good one to practice your box breaths. So 3-second inhale, 3-second hold at the top, 3-second exhale, and 3-second pause before you take your next breath. Let's go for 2 or 3 more reps. Lovely stuff. From here, guys, we're going to bring it back into a nice stretch after Saturday's workout. So from all fours, I want you to keep your hips over your knees. So I'm going to take a big step forward with my hands. Think about keeping them in your handstand position, so shoulder width apart. And you're going to drop your chest down towards the floor. Your hands might slip forward a bit, that's okay. But as you're in this stretch, guys, I want you to think about reaching or extending through your arms. So imagine someone is pulling your wrists forward, or you're reaching for something just at the tip of your fingertips. And that'll help it to lengthen through the lats and let you hopefully get that chest a little bit deeper to the floor. Lovely. Let's bring our focus to our breathing. As you exhale, maybe you sink a little deeper. Maybe you slip forward with those arms and hands, and that chest comes closer to the floor. Lovely, guys. When you're ready, just walk those hands in. Lovely. And from all fours, I want you to bring your big toes together and take your knees wide as your yoga mat. Lovely. This time we're going to work into a little bit of a stretch between your scapula. So I'm going to come high onto my fingertips if you can see me. So when I place my fingertips on the floor this time, I want you to just come up as high as you can to give yourself a little bit of height off the floor. Okay, so again, stepping forward onto your fingertips this time, and I'm going to sit my hips all the way back to my heels and then try to drop my chest through. So you should feel that stretch slightly higher, or not higher, but more into the mid-thoracic back. And again, reaching, extending through the elbows. And I want you to almost think of pushing through your fingertips to push your hips a little bit lower. Lovely. So push into your fingertips, push your hips into your heels, and try to drop that chest as deep as you can towards the floor. So a little active stretch here. Nice deep breath. 10 seconds. Lovely, guys, and up you come. Okay, we have one more stretch to do here. This time we're going to focus in the area just under your armpit, your lats into the side. So again, I'm going to come to all fours. I'm going to take one hand out in front, place the other hand on top and interlace my fingers. From here, I'm going to keep my hips over my knees again, drop my chest down and then twist, looking over to the side and letting the weight of my head press down on my arm to feel a nice stretch right into the side of your lat. So again, this time hips are staying over your knees. So big step out with the hands. You're going to take one hand on top of the other, drop the chest and then twist. You twist whatever way is natural. So whatever hand is on the bottom, you're going to look under, or let me see. If my left hand is on the floor, I'll be looking to my right. Good. So I think, Nicole, you need to twist the other way. There we go. Yeah. So you should be lying your head on top of your hand that's in contact with the floor. There we go. And kind of rest the weight of your head. And hopefully you guys are feeling this stretch into your lat. Lovely. Another deep breath. Okay, and I'll let you guys make your way to the opposite side. Very nice, guys. And really try and sit as deep as you can into this stretch. Twist and rest the head on the arm. Excellent. And up you come. All right, we're going to take that stretch. Actually, we'll do a little bit of active work and then we'll take a nice stretch into our pec and bicep. So just come to a front lying position for me. We're going to keep our forehead in contact with the ground and we're going to go for 10 straight arm raises overhead. So keeping head down, reaching and lifting for 10 reps. Take a little pause at the top of each rep. So keep that forehead down, Nicole. Just the arms are lifting. There we go. And rather than making it a jerky movement, try to take a pause at the top and then slowly return your arms to the ground. Excellent. Again, remember not to hold your breath here. Lovely. Once you've done 10, guys, we're going to stay down on the floor. I'm a little bit tight for space, but I think you guys know this one. So we're going to go for 5 swimming arms, nice and slow and controlled. So I'll give you one demo here. Keeping the forehead down, lift the arms as high as you can. Rotate them back to your side, keeping them as high as possible. When you can't bring them anymore, you're going to rotate your palms to the sky. Make a fist, bring your knuckles together, and try to bring those knuckles as high up your spine as possible, keeping your elbows nice and high. When you get to your end point, I want you to drop your elbows to the floor. You get a nice stretch here. You can relax for a second. And then we'll go back. Lift the elbows, lift the hands, extend the elbows, rotate the palms, and all the way back to your start position. So you're going to be trying to keep your arms, hands as high away from the ground throughout the entire movement. Forehead always remains on the ground. So circle them back until you can't go any further. Then rotate palms to sky. Make a fist with your hands. Bring your knuckles together. Keep your elbows and hands as high as you can and try to pull your fists up your back. Lovely. Once you reach your end point, guys, relax the elbows to the floor and you should feel a nice little stretch here. Just complete dead weight here. And then when you're ready, you're going to draw your elbows as high as you can, lift your hands, coming back up to your start position, focusing on keeping your arms high off the ground. Really nice work from everybody, guys. Let's go for 4 more of those in your own time. Lovely work, guys. Be mindful of what you're doing. It's always working to keep those arms as high as possible. And see if you can get those fists maybe a centimeter higher on your spine each time. Work for it. Nice T. And as you do this, it always helps, guys, to think about reaching. So as you reach, that's going to encourage you to extend through the lats, through the side body. And it should give you a little bit more range in your shoulders. Check in with your breath. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Excellent work. When you finish the last stretch, I'm going to keep you here lying on your front for one more stretch.
It's very hard to put your forehead on the ground, isn't it?
It's so tempting to lift your head, T.
Yeah, and sit on your chin kind of thing. But it's important, is it, to get your forehead?
Well, what I want to just test your shoulders, because when you lift your head, it's going to give you more range in your shoulders and your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to because keeping your forehead on the ground is going to keep you in a nice alignment as well.
Yeah, I'll keep trying.
Now, if it lifts a little bit, that's okay. Or if you're more comfortable with your chin on the floor, you know, there's always, like, remember, no right and wrong way. So, like, if you want to try with your chin on the floor and see how that feels, then try one with your forehead. So always experiment a little bit yourself as well. Nice pose, Philly. All right, guys, one more down here. You all know this one, scorpion stretch, and it's going to be really nice for bicep and your pec muscles if you're tight from the weekend. So we'll just go for about 45 to 60 seconds on each side. Quick review with your setup, guys, because there is some common little mistakes in this movement. So I'm going to take one hand out to a T position, maybe slightly higher. So it's just higher than my shoulder. My other arm is going to, or my other hand is going to support me under my shoulder. I'm going to bend my foot, lift my knee as high as I can, and I'm going to try and bring this foot to the back of my opposite knee. So I don't want it to float way away from my body. I want to keep it close to the back of my other knee. So lift, twist, and see if you can drop that foot close to your knee, not out here. Keep it in here. All right. And if you just want to feel the difference, you know, let the leg hang out and float and see how that feels. And then bring it in to the back of the knee. And it should help you to get a little bit more rotation or twist. When you let it float and hang back, it kind of pulls more on the front body and you'd feel it kind of more across your abs. So your knee should ideally be pointing up to the sky. Beautiful, Jenny. Nice, Philly. Good, Nicole. So see if you can bring that foot to the back of your knee, Nicole, and open your knee to the sky. There you go. It is hard. Is your shoulder killing you? Gotcha. So again, guys, listen to your own body and find a position or whatever position stretches you the best. Really nice, Sinead. Lovely, NASA. Lovely, guys. And breathe and support yourself into this stretch. If it is super easy and you're very flexible, you can take that hand on top, lift it to the sky and try to reach back to your other hand. If we have any super flexible people here, lovely. All right, now let you make your way to your opposite arm. Very nice, guys. Take another 20 seconds here. Lovely. And relax for me. We've got 2 more to get through. So pop yourselves over into a seated position. Take your feet out in front, flatten the floor. Again, this is going to target, guys, the front of our chest area. Hands behind you, inside your yoga mat if possible. Close as you can if it feels good. All right, and we're just going to pick up our hips and inch them slowly until we feel kind of a 50 to 60% stretch. We're not going to go straight there. And just gently rock knees left to right. Again, taking some nice deep breaths. Lovely. We'll bring our knees to a stop. Now, if that feels good, guys, again, just pick those hips up and see if you can inch your hips a little bit further away. And then use the option to keep your knees still if you prefer to rock them, or some people to extend them out straight in front. I'm tight for space. Lovely. Try not to sink back into your shoulders, guys. I want you to think about lifting your chest up to the sky here. So support yourself in this stretch. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Draw your shoulders down so you have a long neck. Supporting yourself. Not exactly headbutting, so I don't want you to stick your chin forward. Think more about lifting your chest, and you can look up to the sky. Lovely, guys. We'll hold here for about 30 more seconds. If it becomes too much, just lift your hips back towards your hands a little bit. If it's too much in the elbows, or you feel like you need to scream. Lovely again, guys. Keep drawing those shoulders back and down, pinching your shoulder blades together. Lovely, guys. And so I never mentioned earlier, but for our final stretch, you don't have to have a foam roller, but if you do, if not, a yoga block will work perfectly, or even just a rolled up blanket or pillow. Something that can support your upper back as you lie over it. So just going to finish here with a nice relaxing stretch. Perfect, Mary. Actually, that's a really good idea. A rolled up yoga mat will double up here as a foam roller. Nice, Mary. I've never thought about that. Lovely. Looks like everybody has something. So guys, we're just going to go for a really nice chest shoulder kind of opener here with our foam roller. Make sure you guys can see me here. So a couple of different positions you can do here, but I'm going to let you experiment and do your own. So the first thing I'm just going to do is some almost like cat cows. So I'm going to cross my hands on my chest, and I'm going to roll myself forward, crunch the abs, and then I'm going to extend my abs and lean back. So I might do 2 or 3 and then move the foam roller on my back. Let the weight of your head hang heavy. And just maybe do 3 or 4 reps here, each one moving the foam roller to a slightly different position on your back.
Doesn't work as well as I thought. I'm going to grab the foam roller.
It mightn't for this one, but for we're just going to relax here in a moment and it should work for that. Philly, do you want me to do that again? Yeah. So crossing here, I keep my hips on the floor. I'm going to crunch my abs as much as I can. And then I'm going to lengthen through the abs, let my neck and head hang heavy and come into a nice open shape. And then for my next rep, I'm going to move the foam roller either up or down and do the same thing. That's about 3 or 4 reps, guys, each in a different position. All right, we should be just about done. All right, for this next one, guys, in this position, I'm going to keep my abs crunched as much as possible. So usually when I lie back, my abs open, my abs extend, but I want you to keep the crunch. So press into the soles of your feet, keep your hips tucked. I'm going to reach the sky And drop, oh, I got a really nice crack there. Drop your hands all the way back, but I'm really supporting my core, guys. My hips have actually lifted up a little bit because I want to keep that crunch. And I'm letting my hands hang heavy while keeping my abs nice and tight. And then I might let my hands float out to the side into a T position, maybe down by my side, swimming arms and back again. So I'm going to do 3 or 4 reps here. It can be a little bit tough on the neck because you are supporting your head. But what I want you to focus on, guys, is keeping a good crunch in your tummy. So press your feet into the ground, which will allow you to tuck your hips. Keep those hips tucked. And then your arms are like dead weight. So you're going to reach up, let the arms hang heavy over your head, and then slowly let them circle out to a T position and really let that dead weight pull you into your stretch. You are supporting your head, so it's a bit tough on the neck extensors. Yeah. Lovely. Our final one will be a bit more relaxing, guys. This is a little bit more active by keeping our abs engaged. Very nice, guys. Okay, when that one is done, last one, and you're just going to completely relax here. If you have an additional yoga block or pillow and your neck was hurting you that time, you can pop something under your neck. But get that foam roller under your shoulders. You're going to leave your hips relax on the floor this time. So your abs are nice and relaxed as well. Just reach up with the hands. Let the head hang back. Let the hands hang back. And just relax here. You can play with your arms a little bit, maybe do some cactus, reaching and coming back, but I'm letting my head heavy here. And if you want, then you can change the position of the foam roller on your back. Ooh. And this feels really nice. And you can actually extend your legs out on the floor as well. I don't have space, but you know what I mean. All right, guys, so just find the most satisfying position here for yourself. Nice, Philly. As I said, if you have something like a yoga block or pillow that you want to put under your head, but you're letting your hips relax, your abs relax, your head and neck relax, your arms are like dead weight. And then all you got to focus on is moving that foam roller to whatever position feels best in your back. Take some nice deep breaths.